Hello everybody, welcome to your One-ish Exercise at Home series. My name is Andrew and we are about to do a body balance freestyle yoga inspired class. Pretty much all yoga today. We're going to do a sun salutations extravaganza, doing lots of different little things inside our sun salutation sequence to work the strength and mobility and all the good stuff through our bodies. So the sun salutation sequence, if you haven't done it before, is a bit of a beast. We do lots of things to do one, but we'll do the main line sequence first, and then we'll add in the little trills and bells and whistles as we go through each subsequent sequence, and then hopefully you will feel an absolute delight in about 20-25 minutes, maybe even half an hour from now. Now, if you are injured or pregnant, please do follow the advice of your healthcare provider. Make sure you move safely. If there's any moves or feelings that aren't quite right, particularly the downward facing dog, for example, if your shoulders aren't nice with it, or knees when you're going down to the floor, do tailor and tweak that part of the sequence to make your body feel wonderful. So we'll start out, our feet together, doing a bit of a warm-up. Now you might want to have a mat or you might want to have floor. If you do have a mat, we will be working long ways through the mat when we're doing the actual sun salutation sequence. But just to get initially warm, we can stand anywhere we want to, such as, for example, right here. So stand in mountain pose, feel like a mountain, tall, soldier-like, glistening, lifted chest, shoulders roll back, feet together, knees together, breathe in and reach high, and then breathe out and let your hands come down by your sides. Inhale, extended mountain, but peak even higher where your fingers are, then exhale, gymnast landing for perfect 10. In and rise. Having a very gentle butt squeeze just to help align the lower back as you stand deliciously tall. And now when we get to the top, let's stay at the top, squeeze our knees together and then sit back slightly into what we call intense pose. So if you actually squeeze your knees together, you feel a real seat of stability through your glutes and your legs. Hold here, pulling back through the thumbs, shining the chest as much in high beam as possible. Then come tall and take your hands down by your sides. Inhale, high reach. Exhale, take a seat while you squeeze through the knees. Inhale, reach tall, and exhale, arms fall. One more of these before we do those. In and high. Squeeze through the knees and feel the butt strength. Reach up tall and hands by our sides. So now we're going to start doing a sun salutation sequence. I'm going to move over here so you can see more clearly, but you can stand and look wherever it is you so choose. Do you want to turn the mat ever so slightly around here so it's easy for me to see you and you get a bit of an interesting angle? So inhale, reach high. Exhale, sit back, intense pose. Inhale, reach high. And now bend your knees slightly and go for a forward fold. So bring your fingers down next to your little toes, folding your chest onto your thighs, and then put your hands on the floor and step back a long, long way with your right leg. So right leg back, melting down through the hips, relaxing through the shoulders as much as possible, and looking off horizontally. Then press both your palms to the floor, hands about shoulder width apart. Step back, hip width apart, high tailbone, long back, and melting through your ankles as much as you can. I am not the most flexible person in the world, so I struggle to get my heels anywhere near the floor, but if you can, please do. Then come forward, shoulders over wrists, and for the first round we'll just drop down to our knees to minimize the pressure through the shoulder and the belly as we warm up through the sequence. Then exhale, keeping the elbows snug, levitate your body down halfway, suspend for a fraction of a second, then put your hips on the floor and squeeze and roll your shoulders back to wake up the back muscles. Tuck your toes, push your butt up nice and high, stretch through the long arms and spine. Then look forward, bend both knees and step your right leg forward between your hands. Now, bring the other foot in, toe to toe, forward fold, and then rise up, reach tall, and hands down by our sides. That was one. Let's do another. Inhale, same idea, other leg leading. Exhale, butt sit back into our intense pose, getting the thumbs back in the chest as high as possible. Then breathe in tall and exhale down to the toes. Now we step back with our left leg. So step back on the left, melt through the hips, soften through the shoulders, and horizontal through the eyes. Palms to the floor, sweep back, feet hip distance apart, making your body as triangular shaped as possible with your tailbone at the apex. Now you can go toward on your knees again this time, or on your toes. We'll flatten out into a plank, supporting ourselves through our belly, keeping our shoulders long and ending up shoulders over wrists. And now keeping the body plank-like and strong, lower down halfway so your elbows are just touching your rib cage. Then put your hips on the floor and either squeeze back for a baby cobra like before, or maybe move a little bit further up into an upward facing dog. No need for those arms to straighten out. If your lower back says no, just wherever your back feels like you can move to in this early part of the sequence. Then tuck your toes, push your butt back, stretch long, heavy through the heels, tingly through the legs, and then look forward. This time the left foot takes the lunge through, moving smoothly. And if you don't get all the way through, if you find that you get stuck halfway, by all means pick up the hand, carry it through the rest of the way, and then melt into the hip stretch. Slide the rear foot in, touch your knees together, and then rise up tall, and hands by our sides. So, done the base sequence. Let's go again, add a little bit of intensity and a few little bells and whistles. Inhale tall, exhale intense pose. Butt back and butt strong, chest high, and corners of mouth shining bright. As in upwards, as in smiling. Up, and then forward fold, fingers next to toes. Lunge back through the right. A deeper, more comfortable lunge than before. Long with the heel, low with the hips, and warm through the groin. Then press down through the hands. Back for downward facing dog. Holding here just for a moment, being such a good mobilization and strengthening for the shoulders, and right down through the back of the legs. Then come forward, superhero style, floating upwards through the belly button, head long through the neck. Come down halfway. You can drop to your knees if you want to, or if you need to. Then hips to the floor and into our upward facing dog. Then we're going to do that sequence again. Push back behind. I love this part of the sun salutation sequence, so we will rinse and repeat. Fly again, superheroes long. Shoulders above wrists, melting down halfway, relishing and enjoying the strength. Then land and see where your back mobilizes to. Then tuck it back. Actually, before we go, just look over one shoulder, get a bit of neck. So as I'm looking towards you, maybe look towards me, maybe try to look behind you. Then straighten off, and then tuck and push. Right leg has the plate. Step forward, land between the hands, and then put your rear heel on the floor and rise up into a warrior one. Then bring your hands down behind your back and surge forward and low, like you are looking into the eye of a hurricane. Then bring your hands forwards and down, lift the rear heel and step up, knees and toes together. Rise and reach. Hands Together, elbow sides, chest high. Let's do it with the left. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, tailbone falls. Get the butt down, low, 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 low. Maybe get a bit deeper each time as your body works into it. Then breathe in, rise up tall. Exhale and forward fold, toe bound. Left leg lunge back. Take a moment to really just mountain sink into it. Give your body time to settle into the suspension of your hips. Then press down through the palms, sweep back through the arms, and nose towards toes. How many Dr. Seuss rhymes can I throw in one little sentence? Come forward, shoulders over wrists, belly nice and tall, strong on the way down. Enjoying the journey. Landing for a moment, then hips hit the floor, and upward facing dog, trying to roll the shoulders back. Then push back to downward facing dog, rinsing and repeating, even cleaner in our movement. So launch out, lift belly, feel superhero, slow motion full flight, and then like you're on a cruise ship, a non-COVID infested cruise ship, as you float down, enjoying the journey, not rushing to destination, then hips to the floor, then rise into your back and shine through your heart. Tuck your toes, back we go, melting through the heels, left leg steps up between the hands, right heel hits the floor, and then lift up into Warrior One, bending beautifully through the left leg, rising up, and then hands behind the back, clasp and bring your belly button down to your thighs, feeling low and sleek and powerful. Then fingers come in front, rear heel lifts up behind, step up, forward fold for a moment, and then up, 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 up and away. Hands high, hands by sides. So as you can see, we could do this all day. There's so many little bells and whistles we can add. Round N+1, I think it's 4. Up we go, and down we go, as in 4 on each leg. So back, fingers behind. Inhale, rise up tall. And doesn't it feel better each time through? It's a bit smoother. The thoughts of the sequence that niggle, just get used to it and enjoy. Now from here, we'll put our hands on our shins and we'll do a flat back extend. Wake up and ignite our back muscles. So happy cat tailbone, lifted chest, and then forward fold, cascading down your thighs as you stretch through the back of your legs. Right leg lunge back, hips low, eyes level. Then press down and spread the fingers apart so you feel like you've got big bear claws for hands. All 10 fingers pressed into the floor. Then through we go. Strong as a superhero, long as a superhero, but not as slow as a superhero. Slow as a superhero in slow motion for dramatic effect. Down, pause and smile, then land. Then inhale as you celebrate the movement in your upper back. Tuck, push behind, and let's do it all over again. Through and forward. Nice and strong. Levitate and float gently down towards, but not landing on the ground. Hips level, and then touch like a feather, not like a boulder. And now, 3rd time's the charm. Last time we did 2, this time we will do 3. Forward again, shoulders over wrists, floating down, smiling and pausing, hitting the floor, and then launching up. Oh my goodness. It's almost like you're getting towards being a flexible person. Touch and go, almost. And then, right leg launches between the hands. Have a look where you're going to step before you step. Help through if you need to. Left heel on the floor. Rise up into Warrior One. Then come forward, nose towards wall, Hands tapered strongly behind you. And now from here, turn side on and bring hands up into Warrior Two. Bend, bend, bend. Really enjoy the strength challenge through the leg there. And then Sun Warrior. Let the sun from above illuminate the space between your ribs. And now, elbow on knee, or hand on ankle, or hand on floor. Come through for an extended warrior, turning side on, stretching bolt straight arm all the way through to your fingertips. And then now, fingers come down, rear heel comes up, step in, toe to toe, knee to knee, forward fold. Rise and inhale. Smiling up towards the ceiling or the sky. Hands down by our sides. Left leg. In and up. Exhale. Strong through the butt. High through the chest. Backwards through the elbows so you can see as much of the panorama in front of you as possible. Then in and rise. Exhale and fall. And now hands on shins, and really enjoy opening and expanding your chest, pulling and rolling your shoulders back, getting your shoulders away from your ears, trying to lower through the middle back, turn up through the tailbone and up through the top of your head. Then exhale and forward fold. Lunge back on the left. Smile and melt through the middle. And then hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Long stretch, getting nose ever closer to toes. Then lift through belly, unravel the spine across the sky, and float down halfway. Keeping the elbows snug in rather than turning them out. Hit the floor, rather, touch the floor, don't hit the floor, and rise up tall. Tuck back, downward facing dog. Recoiling the spring, getting ready to launch the human cannonball, then be the human cannonball, and also the vapor trail behind it. Straight body behind your launching head, and then float down, elbows to ribs, touch the floor, inhale as you rise into your ever increasing upward facing dog. Then tuck and go. Third time through and true. Through we go, keeping the shoulders level, levitating down through the elbows, touching hips to the floor, inhaling and igniting, and then back behind, stepping up to the plate with the left leg, launching between your hands, right heel on the ground, upwards to Warrior One, bending into the left leg, then bring your nose forward, clasp your hands behind, feel sleek and deep, deeper through the hips, and then upwards and forwards through the collarbone. Now, I'm going to be facing away from you for this bit, so I'd like to trust you doing it. Turning to Warrior Two, so you're side on, shoulders level and open. Let the shoulders drop and your fingers stretch your arms outwards. Then Sun Warrior. We've got to turn around, look, and open the ribs, stretching the side of the body away rather than backwards. Don't want to strain the back. Turn sideways and feel the ribs, concertina, as you are aligned with your legs and your hip, perpendicular off to the front. Then come through for your extended warrior. You can rest elbow on knee, you can slide elbow and hip lower, but make sure you are not as curved but as straight as possible. Straight along the line of your body from heel to fingertips. Then come down with the fingers, lift the rear heel, step your feet together, touch your knees together, forward fold. Then up we rise. Hands down by sides. We'll do one more sequence on each side. So this will be the grand finale. In and inhale. Exhale and intense pose. Maybe getting a little bit lower as your strength and mobility increase, but still elevating above. Then let the butt squeeze, launch you back up to the ceiling. And then exhale and forward fold. Hands on shins. Roll back through shoulders, shine out through heart, and waggle through your happy tail. Forward fold again. Right leg lunges. The last right leg lunge of your yoga inspired workout. Press down the hands, sweep back the heel, and stretch out through your spine. Allowing the heels to feel ever more comfortably closer to or on the floor. Fly, fly, fly. This time we are flying for 4. So maximal strength. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. Maybe I should have sprung it on you like a surprise. Down we go. Elbows close to the ground. Savor each and every one. Hips deep. Breath in. Shoulders back. And nose shining. Tuck the toes. Back we go behind. Oh, feels so good for my tight, stiff body coming forwards. Maybe the strength is what's bringing you back. Maybe the increasing movements will bring you back. Whatever it is, you are here. Relish the slow, relentless float towards the floor. Then land the hips, shine the heart, and notice how you do get that little bit higher, but never ever straining through the lower back, even as you explore the range of motion as possible. 2 more. Flying, soaring like a beautiful predatory bird, then floating downwards towards the floor. Hips land, shine and rise. Coil for the last time on this side. And then fly, fly, fly. Your own personal encore. And then as we float down, enjoy the feeling of the float. Landing, rising up, and tucking away. Right leg launch, land between the hands. Left heel on the ground, our last standing yoga sequence. So we rise up, we look the world in the eye, and we sink through our lead thigh. Then we get a closer look. We bring our nose forward, we taper our hands back, clasping and pulling elbows together, getting lower through the hips, and side on, outstretched and majestic from finger to finger, shoulders relaxed. In our warrior 2, sun warrior. Open the side of the rib cage, sliding your rear hand down your thigh, letting your top arm float high, and as your body weight goes away from your lead leg, bring your hips back into action. And now from here, extended warrior, reaching up here, and now we're going to do a bit of playing. See how the top hand's reaching up here? Get your bottom hand and push in the opposite direction. So push this palm down towards your heel and that top arm up tall, and then come back to sun warrior. And then as you get here, push your top hand high and your bottom hand down, like you're stretching a really strong rubber band between your fingers from floor to ceiling. Coming through, inhale, and then exhale for the strong stretch between fingers and fingers, like the rubber band's there and you're going and strengthening it long, stretching it along your body. In and up, stretch high and stretch low. Notice how that push up through the palm gives you more through the ribs. Coming through, low and stubborn, long and happy. And I'm going to do 1 more of each. Power of 4. 4 can be the final number of the sequence of things that we do. Separating the palms, stretching high and low. Then coming through. And breathing out in joy and pleasure. Bring your fingers down to the floor, lift your rear heel, stretching my mat out along here, step the feet together, click the knees. That was fun. Rise up tall, and hands by our sides. Just one more. In and reach. Exhale and sink. Squeezing through the knees, shining through the chest, celebrating how good it feels. Then rising up nice and tall. Forward fold. Fingers down next to toes. Then bring your hands on your shins, roll your shoulders back, and pop out through your chest while you turn up through your tailbone. And then exhale and fall down your thighs. Left leg, lunge back, hips low. A little cheeky smile on your face as the sensations just become more and more pleasurable each time you go through. Press down through your palms, sweep back downward dog. Strength sequence in full flight. Fly, fly, fly. Remember, you can drop to your knees through this sequence if you're feeling blown out through the arms or the belly. Sinking, melting, smiling a little bit. Hips down. And the whole sequence, this one here, I think is the most therapeutic for my body. This bit right here, right now. Clicking behind. Ask yourself what the thing is that's best for your body. Sweeping through, and on this sequence through, make sure you savor it, you really feel it, even and especially if it's challenging for you. Float down part way, elbows in, hips to the floor. Inhale, high beam glory. Then tuck behind. I wonder what it would be like if we did this sequence every single day for a week. How would we feel? How would we move? Let's give it a try. I might give it a try here. I've recorded it, so of course I can do it. And you have it now in front of you. Hips to the floor. Let the strength and ability build upon itself and see what is possible. Back behind, we've got one more. Fly for the last of the last of the last, and then down halfway, savoring the levitation, resting with gratitude, breathing in with mobility and joy, and then tuck and go through. Step through with your left foot, landing between your hands, heel on the floor, upwards into a warrior one, and really fight for that lead leg. Sink through the hip, push through the knee, and then head forward, clasp arms back. Make the last round the best round for you. And because this is the last round, instead of facing away from you, I'll just do a little bit of special effects and turn around this way. So now when I turn to warrior two, I face you. So up we come, warrior two, arms floating like a little albatross flying along in full flight. Bend, open, shine, and pin those shoulders behind you. Sun warrior, up we turn, enjoying the movement created between our ribs. Bending a little bit and peeling away. Then come through to extended warrior, and then remember our sequence with our rubber band in our two hands. Press palm away, press palm ahead, immersing yourself in the feeling, and then coming up to sun warrior, high and low. Press bottom palm to the floor, top arm to the ceiling, and elongate, and notice how the stretching of the arms has the whole midsection joining in. Coming around and exhale. Sink through the hips as you press through the arms and separate palm from palm. Inhale and rise. Exhale and press. Inhale and sink and move. Exhale and press. Up we come. High and low. Come through. Press, 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 press. And this will be the last one. Up we rise. Maybe we've done one more. That's okay. A nice little bonus to finish off. Press, press, press. Then fingers to the floor, rear heel off the floor. And step your rear foot to your front foot. No, it fell over. And hold your forward fold for a moment. Up you come. And hands down by your sides. So, how do you feel? Before we finish, just stand still. And your heart rate's probably pumping. You're a bit sweaty. I certainly am. Breathe in tall, and this time here it's effortless. You'll bring yourself down, and as you breathe out, ground yourself through your heels, through the ball of your foot, big toe, little toe. Floating your arms on your breath. Weightless and effortless. Exhale, relaxing your shoulders as well. Literally letting your arms float into place. In and rise. Exhale and sink. And then up we go, last time. And then gently put your palms together and slide your hands down the midline until your thumbs are level with your chest. Roll your shoulders back slightly, close your eyes, and breathe deeply below your belly button. So as you inhale, feel your belly expand below your belly button. As you exhale, feel a greyhound belly button come upon you as your belly button comes in. And just gently scan your body. How do you feel between your shoulder blades? How do you feel fingertip to fingertip? Palm to palm. Can you feel a gentle swaying in your balance? The micro contractions of your feet muscles keeping you upright and level. Does your head want to float upwards and backwards slightly? Elongating the back of your neck. Breathe in below the belly and then breathe out slow and smooth. And let go of any tension, any residual tension you can feel. In again, and as you do so, slightly lift your heart. And then as you exhale, melt your feet into the floor and your shoulders down the center of your back. Last slow inhale. And then as you breathe out, let any residual tension you can feel float out on that breath. And then open your eyes. Thank you for this yoga-inspired sequence. Hopefully you feel physically worked, mentally wonderful, mobile. And as an experiment, let's try doing this every day for the next week and see what cumulative changes start to happen in our bodies and in our minds. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week. And then, of course, at my classes at Clayton upon return, as we slowly go from where we are back to the normality that we all aspire to. Thank you very much.